expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Boca Soul, featuring Calypso. Brought to you by the Calypso Shah Spiritual Center in Boca Raton. Specializing in past lives readings, astrology, plus energy healing, event planning, and more. Calypso Spiritual Center, where you discover the beauty of your soul. Call 561-808-9180 to make your appointment. And now, here's today's Boca.
Good afternoon and welcome to Boca Soul Radio. I am your host, Ariella, and I have with me the star of the show, Calypso Shah.
Yay.
The center of the Calypso Shah Spiritual Center. I have our Ayurvedic practitioner, Sandra.
Hello.
And our Feng Shui expert, Martha.
Hello, everybody. My name is Martha.
Woo.
I'm so happy to be here today.
We are coming together as a spiritual community to talk about our topic today, which is intimacy. But first, we want to brush up on what we did this past week. We had so much fun. We had our Monday meditation at 6 p.m. at our location, 6885 Southwest 18th Street, located on the intersection of Powerline and Southwest 18th Street. We had our meditation on abundance, which followed from our last radio show.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about it, that we did it, and the next day already something changed. Remember? One of our students
We
already
did
changed.
an abundance meditation, and right after, our student felt so abundant, and she started telling us all these skills that she had, and we found out that she was perfect to work with us.
Exactly.
And so it works. It really does. And then Wednesday we had our Calypso's workshop, and we had so many amazing people. One of our guests wrote a story on loss and love in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah, he was actually my client, and his wife become like we exchanged things. And after our session, there was a good, he wrote kind of a story. And they read it for us, and it was amazing how he took something that was so painful and turned it into a story. And we will hear about him much more because he is going to be part of our center in the future.
So if you've been listening to us on the radio, we actually are also live streaming right now on our website, bocasoulcenter.com, which you can log on, bocasoulcenter.com, and click on the live streaming and watch us live in our studio. And we are right now at the center, so you can see the beautiful view. You can see the room that we actually meditate in and come together, and we
do yoga.
And
dance.
Belly dance.
Actually, we do everything.
we do everything together.
We do Reiki here. Sandra is our guru. Reiki.
And
we do lot of energy healing, lot of energy work.
Yeah,
we're
it's
expanding to a
amazing.
larger center in about a month and a half. We are going to let our audience know as soon as we can.
Contractor can't decide it yet. Every time he says 2 weeks, 2 more weeks. So we're hoping it's going to be pretty soon. Right now, if people can see us, we're trying to always rearrange our furniture so we can all fit all our events that are happening right now. But we're gonna have a huge space, so we want everybody to come and see us, and we're probably gonna be having an open house later on. So
And if
invite
you-
everybody at the community.
If you want to see our radio show, we have an audience, and we're going to have callers. If you want to call, 561-808-9108, and call in if you want a past life reading. Come visit us. Come to our classes. And we just bought a bunch of new crystals this week, so we're so excited. We bought a bunch of crystals that relate to intimacy. So we have
We actually
rose
had so much
quartz.
fun. Sandra and myself went to this store and we got crazy. And we got this. One of the things that we discovered there, and look at this, the energy there, our moves.
Right now, Calypso's holding a pendulum, and she doesn't even move it, and it just sways around in a circle by itself. It's amazing.
And we are going to sell a lot of them and teach you how to use them.
So let's
So look
talk
at this.
about the crystals that we have for today with our topic, which is intimacy, so people are tuned on what we're doing here at the center.
Yes.
So
Right.
let's start with Sandra because she's our
Our
Crystal master.
Crystal master.
Okay, so we can start with the rose quartz, the one you got the pendulum over. The rose quartz is a stone of divine love, of unconditional love. So it's good to have in an intimate relationship. So you're not focused too into yourself, but into yourself, the couple, and your higher selves, God itself.
And what chakra is it linked to, so people know?
This is the heart chakra.
Good.
It's a heart chakra stones. We also made little love pouches today with Marta. And
Yes.
To the camera.
And these are here. And we focused on the first three chakras. The first chakra we had the jasper. So it reconnects to the root, to the reproduction and
The first chakra, yes.
the fertility.
Mm-hmm.
The second chakra is the sacral chakra. We got carnelian, which is orange, for women, especially for the women reproductive.
Exactly,
It's
which is very,
energizing.
very
Yeah.
important.
A lot of the stones that go with the sexual chakras are actually the same color as those chakras. So you
Right.
have the red
Right,
and the
the red
carnelian is
exactly.
orange.
For the
You got the
roots.
first, exactly.
Yes,
The first chakra
'cause
is
that's where
red
you
one.
start.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
You
the
go-
orange.
Yeah, most
and
people start from lust to love. So
Now, I did want to mention we have our intuitive chiropractic physician, Dr. Alana Kaplov, coming to interview with us today. She has a lot that she can give for intimacy, so stay tuned because we're so excited to hear from her. Actually, Calypso and I have used her services. Now, we used Dr. Love as well last week. We can't use all of your doctors that we're showing to you because we're healing, so we're not going to need them anymore.
I think it's funny how all the doctors have the name Love after.
Yes.
Dr. Love, now Dr. Kaplan.
We have a lot of
like
love
us
surrounding
on
us.
this last month, yes,
A lot
it's
of
very
love.
exciting. So
What-
let's talk about the topic, and probably people here that are hearing us today are thinking about. So, what is the relationship between intimacy and we on the spiritual path? So, I wanted to first. I think Calypso has a lot to say, but people are thinking. People always focus on intimacy, and it's just only the sex part. But there is much more than that. That it brings the relationship together.
Right. Well, first of all, I want to bring the Kabbalah card, the 72 names card. And the one that I chose today is Shin Aleph Hey. It says soulmate. Okay, I don't know if you can see. Okay, soulmate. And I will read what does it say. It's for meditation. Using this sequence of letters, the energy of soulmates is aroused in my being. I now attract the other half of my soul. All my existing relationships are deeply enriched, imbued with soulmate energy. Right?
Imbued. Yes.
Imbued. Okay.
Beautiful.
People. I don't.
Now, of course, we picked this one specifically for our topic, but a lot of times we use them kind of like the tarot when you can pick it just randomly, and the message is always perfect for, what we're
For what
talking
you
about
want
at the
to say,
time.
exactly.
Yeah, it's always, and the truth, it was like almost on top of the thing. I kind of say it, I saw it, and then I remember, oh, this is for relationship. So it's always happened that it just appear very fast. It wants to be
Exactly.
seen and said.
We also have a quote from Malcolm X: "When I is replaced with we, even illness becomes wellness." And I love that because that kind of goes back to what we were talking about last week, how when one person of pure thought creates an intention, they can move a mountain. But if a group of people who are not of completely pure thought can move a mountain together.
Right.
So if you are ill and you have more than one person coming to pray on your illness, you can make it wellness.
Exactly.
And that's
Excellent.
beautiful.
It's a great affirmation.
Yeah,
for
it's a
people to
message
know.
of oneness,
Mhm.
to get rid of the notion of I and mine. So we
Yes.
are we together.
So, well, let's
Oneness.
start with intimacy and how, we were talking about yesterday with Ariella. She asked us an open question, and like, for example, I'm married. So they say, how do you pick that right person? How do you know where you find the right person to find intimacy? And we were thinking, first of all, obviously you feel attracted to that person. But one of the most important things we kind of like talk about it is how comfortable you feel with that person. When that person that you met from the beginning makes you feel comfortable, then you can feel that energy and that passion can grow, and it's just not going to be something so superficial.
Yeah, I
You-
think it's an energy that you can recognize when you can be completely yourself with all your defects, and the person just accepts you the way you are, and you know that. I think this is when you know you're in a soulmate energy.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it doesn't have to be soulmate, and we talk about the soulmate here in the center.
Let's talk about it, because people definitely have to hear,
Because that's what,
you
yeah,
know,
I think
what a
people, that's what
soulmate
they're
means.
looking for. Like when they're looking for a mate, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of people have this fantasy that there's
like
just this
soulmate,
one
twin
person
flame.
out there.
I don't think it's right though to give to have those labels, you know.
Mhm.
Like even if you find your soulmate, it's like I think it's more like who you choose to be when you find that person.
Excellent. So I think we should talk about what its soulmate means. And
Okay. This is a deep story. You found something in the Bible. You know, I always like to bring the Bible. So I was looking. I went back to Adam and Eve, right? Said that they were created from each other, or Eve from Adam. So they part, the kind of the same meat. They said the same meat in the Bible. Okay. You see that although they were created from the same meat, they don't have communication, and I'll tell you how I see this. Okay, so we're talking about Eve is talking with a snake. She's saying to him, "Wow, you know that's what happened to us. You know, God told us not to touch this tree. Da da da. What do you think?" And he's saying, "Well, I don't think it's the truth. You're not going to die. You're basically going to know see what is good and bad." So she is going, taking the fruit. She said, "Ooh, goody! I want to know. I like to know more."
You mean she was going off with Adam without him?
Without him, he is sitting next to her. Okay, so now she took the fruit and then she's giving the fruit to Adam. He's not saying, "Oh my God, no, please, God say, don't do it." He's just eating it. You know, he was busy probably watching soccer. I don't know, something. He was like too busy
Eating other fruits.
eat another fruit.
doing
another
something
fun.
else, looking at the I don't know, something working. And he ate it. So now they ate it and it was a miracle. Woohoo! Now this is something they didn't saw before.
And I love this story. I want to just interrupt because we're going to actually pick someone from the audience to have a short reading with you.
Yeah.
And when we come back from the commercial, we're going to actually get to know what you learned about that person.
And this person,
So-
well, I'm not going to tell too intimate things, but very best actually. This person will be the example for something that many people have. Because when I was picking, that means that he has this kind of quality of beautiful.
So if you are listening, this is Boca Soul Radio. You can find us on bocasoulcenter.com. And when we come back, we're going to be talking more about intimacy, and we will be shortly having our holistic chiropractic physician, Dr. Alana Kaplov, talking about her new technique.
At Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, learn how your past lives are affecting your present experience in this planet. Calypso will read your past life's experiences and help you overcome personal issues, grow spiritually, and find inner peace. Call to schedule an appointment at 561-808-9108. Service provided by Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, 561-808-9108. With a nationwide knowledge in the real estate market, Stefan Statlander will give you the best tools available in the market to make that real estate transaction a breeze. Buying, selling, renting, personal or commercial. Stefan is a broker associate and has the experience and reliability you have been looking for. Brokerage with State Land Brown, LLC. Call to set up an appointment at 561-572-1911. Our community is growing every day, and our show streams through iHeartRadio to any place in the world. Don't lose the opportunity to advertise during our show. Call at 561-808-9108.
Welcome back to Boca Soul Radio. I am live with my friends from the Calypso Shah Spiritual Center. You can watch us live streaming on our website, bocasoulcenter.com. If you have any questions about our topic, which is today intimacy, you can call us at 561-808-9108. And we also have a Twitter account where we're posting inspirational quotes every day, and we're updating you about our events. That's the @ symbol, and it's Boca Soul Show.
Let's talk about the context we're gonna have in the Twitter account for the pictures. Remember?
We are having a contest on Twitter. If you post a picture of yourself being spiritual, doing anything that you think represents your spirituality, we're gonna pick our favorite picture to win a free reading with Calypso. And that's going to be August 31st at the end of the month. We're going to pick a winner. So post your pictures on our Twitter account at Boca Soul Show, and we will pick a winner.
Yeah.
Wow.
And right now we have Avi, and we're going to do a little reading.
Hello.
Yay. Hello, Avi. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I like your pink shirt.
Thanks. Or
You
today
match
for
us.
intimacy.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do, I always want to show to the audience what I do. So I ask for full name. This is my way to respect your privacy. Like I'm not just going into your information and pushing you. Okay, so give me your full name, please.
My full name is Avigdor Chaim Henschel.
Nice. Okay. All right, so I will, from all the things that you have in you, there are so many stories in past lifetime that you ever want to pick one that is past lifetime that affecting your lifetime today, connected to intimacy. Okay, without I will not go too deep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Probably your wife is very happy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know it will sound really, really, really weird, but I see you in a place where you're part of harmony. You are a woman.
Mm.
You're part of this kind of society where the man is a lot of women.
Mm.
Okay? And that's, because of that, obviously he needs to divide the energy and his love and everything between many people, many women, obviously.
Yeah.
Which means that until women get to have his undivided attention, like intimacy, take very long time. And they have to wait for a long time until it happens.
It's really interesting.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something from past lifetime that many people went through, because in the past, in many cultures, men had much more than one woman.
Yeah.
Even today, some cultures have more than one woman. And you need to divide your attention between them. And women tend to be very jealous, which is hard, right?
Definitely.
So there is something about this past lifetime that is still working with you and it's still affecting you till today. The feeling like, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to have it. It's just you need to wait for something. Make sense?
I definitely feel that.
All right. Okay. So this is, I think, I don't want to go deeper, but it's kind of example for all of you, for everybody that listen, that past lifetime experience in intimacy can affect you till today. If you lived cheating, if you lived through rejection, death of somebody that you love, you will bring this kind of feeling today. And this is I want to add something that is important. Most people today are so affected by past lifetime that they have big problem to really love somebody deeply. Most people don't love deeply. Most people look for soulmate, and soulmate is something, actually most soulmates are not very happy couple today. They went through so much together and separately that usually they're not very happy together. I would recommend find somebody that will be good for you, that was good for you in past lifetime, and will be good for you, and work on clearing energy. And we talk a lot about emotional hoarders. We hold so much emotions
Yeah.
especially about love, especially because love is so essential for us.
Yeah.
So we need to clear it. We need to clear it. We are going to have advertising about this out. You're going to throw everything out of your boat. You know, you want to sail into the ocean, into life easy and clear. You don't want to have all these things that you carry and the fears.
I think another way that we can look at a soulmate is a reflection of yourself. And what we were talking about earlier is that you can't find your soulmate if you're not happy with yourself, and you need to do
Definitely.
the internal work before you. If you are this person that is not, you don't consider perfect, how can you find the perfect match for you?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, and intimacy in general. Yeah. You know, whenever you're trying to, you know, open up to someone, or really you want to be yourself, but you got to figure out who you are
Exactly.
in order to
And
share.
and one point I want to make is also because I come from the feng shui part, which is finding balance. It's people tend to find somebody exactly like them, and that's why you're always clashing. You have to find somebody that is opposite to you, so you kind of like bring yourself
You're
and
complementing
balance it.
each
You
other.
complement
Yeah.
each other. So
Well, it's not like exactly something not like you, but something that kind of match, like yin and yang. You have to kind of complete it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So
You
it's
know.
like if you're an active person, you want somebody that is more calm and relaxed.
But not too calm.
Not
and
too
relaxed.
calm, but if you're very, very high energy, you need somebody to soothe you. And if you're very more a relaxed person, you want somebody to bring the fire
Yeah,
in
I've
your
definitely
life.
seen that in some of my friends. You know, like
Yeah.
Exactly.
one of them is just all over the place, and the other one is almost too calm, but somehow they find that perfect
You
balance.
find exactly, and I think when you are a teenager, you're always going with a group of people that is similar to you,
Yeah.
and that's why maybe sometimes those relationships don't last in the longer run, because once you get older and you mature, and you realize, you come out of that shell of secureness of the same group, and then you want to look for something else that can bring you more. I mean, not only compliments, but you like to be also with a person that challenges you and teaches you, so you can learn and grow.
Right.
I wanted to make another point. I had a friend recently, some people have a hard time getting intimacy. Some people can't even find a relationship, but those that are already in one are trying to hold on to the intimacy in it. And I think another problem that we're having is, I had a friend the other day, and she was telling me she has a boyfriend, and somebody painted her this beautiful artwork of the Eye of God, and she hangs it over her bed. And she was saying to me, "Oh, I'm getting intimate with my boyfriend, but the Eye of God is watching me." And the first thing I thought was, and you feel guilty? You should feel happy. Like, he created that for you. He's blessing that, and he put you together so that you can enjoy each other in that way. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have a lot of guilt that comes with sexual intimacy.
Well, I think that for many past lifetimes where sex becomes so outrage, like we heard about community, Christian, I believe, that the priest was so against sex that he told people don't have sex, and they completely disappeared because they were no kids, you don't have sex, no kids, no nothing. I mean, hopefully people will not stop doing it.
I know.
But
it's crazy.
There are a lot of religions, certain branches of religions, I don't want to say all of them, but that, want to practice it, and to practice celibacy. And I think that sex is something that you should rejoice in and be happy about, and it's something fun it's a gift.
Exactly, and that's one of how you connect to spirituality too. And when you have the right person to have the right experience, that when we're talking about intimacy, it's not only that part, but it's when you are having a partner, where you're experiencing the same thing. That connection lasts all the time. You're always feeling that connection. It's not only on that moment, but it enhances, your love and the connection, and how you're learning to grow spiritually with that person.
And I think the most important thing that people don't really understand is the question of the point of trust. If you don't trust your partner, you can have everything with this partner, but you will not go all the way with your heart. And the most amazing sex, if we can talk about it, is when you put your body and your heart together, when it's together, when you do it with the person that you love and trust with all your heart.
Yes.
And then it's beautiful. And I feel, I am not against polygamy per se. But I'm not against. I think that when people go from one partner to another, it feels to me like they don't trust. They need to have always something to fall in case that this one will not be there for them. And it's not question of, well, we love it so much, we need to do it with 10 women or 10 men. It's the question, I cannot trust. My trust is so bad that I need to have a few people. So if this will fall, this will not come, and this will not come through, I will have somebody. And in the same time, it's more they do it, they feel more and more frustrated and anxious and lonely, you know. So this is something that people need to start pay attention. If you're in a relationship and you start thinking about, oh well, this beautiful man or beautiful woman, whatever, think twice. Is it because of your lack of trust? It because you're scared of being attached to one person? What is it that going in you?
I think that the fear factor is a very important thing, because ego, your ego is overpowering your emotions, and then that brings out into that fear of being by yourself, and having the wrong decision just because you don't want to be by yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think that goes, really hand in hand with, trusting yourself in order to find, in order to be able to trust other people or trust your partner and get that intimacy. It's important to be able to trust ourselves that, we can handle something and we can be okay.
Exactly. And once you are a couple, you're like doing everything together. So any worry, any goal that you have, you're doing it together. So it's energy of two people putting together into the same path, which
like
is
your
that's how
partner.
people want to feel when they're married.
Yeah.
And
or with a couple.
I think with the basic law of attraction principle is if you're fearing that your relationship isn't going to work out, if you're fearing that you're not going to trust them, then the universe will show you ways to not trust them. Whereas if you put all of your love energy into that person, the universe will show you why you should love this person.
Exactly. I agree with you.
So now we're going to go to another commercial break. You're listening to Boca Soul Radio. We're located on 6885 Southwest 18th Street in Boca Raton, Florida. You can watch our replay on our website, bocasoulcenter.com. Click on live streaming. And we will be right back with Dr. Alana Kaplov. She's an intuitive chiropractic physician, and we are so excited to hear what she has to say.
At Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, learn how your past lives are affecting your present experience in this planet. Calypso will read your past life's experiences and help you overcome personal issues, grow spiritually, and find inner peace. Call to schedule an appointment at 561-808-9108. Service provided by Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, 561-808-9108. With a nationwide knowledge in the real estate market, Stefan Statlander will give you the best tools available in the market to make that real estate transaction a breeze. Buying, selling, renting, personal or commercial. Stefan is a broker associate and has the experience and reliability you have been looking for. Brokerage with Stateland Brown, LLC. Call to set up an appointment at 561-572-1911. Our community is growing every day, and our show streams through iHeartRadio to any place in the world. Don't lose the opportunity to advertise during our show. Call at 561-808-9108.
Welcome back to Boca Soul Radio. We're here live at the Boca Soul, the Calypso Shah Spiritual Center. We brought our new guest, Dr. Alana Kaplov, and she is an intuitive chiropractic physician. And Calypso and I have actually used her services and are very happy.
Happily?
Yes, and she is coming to talk to us about intimacy and how her technique can help you be more in touch and connected with your own body and other people's bodies and other people. And so you do the NET, which is the neuro-emotional technique.
ma'am.
Can you please explain that to us, to basic understanding? Because before I met you, I had never heard of this.
Okay. Neuro-emotional technique is NET, and it's been in existence for the last 25 years. It was created by Dr. Scott Walker in Southern California, and I personally have been involved with it about 20 years now. And there are levels of certifications. You have to have taken many techniques, many classes in order to get to the certification level. Okay, so neuro-emotional technique is how what you think is related to how you feel. It's the body-mind connection. I know that's a pretty popular understanding, and how you think creates how you feel. So one of the great examples of that is if you think about, in your mind, think about eating a lemon, and then you close your eyes, your thoughts go to thinking about eating a lemon, and then all of a sudden you salivate and you can actually taste that lemon. That's a memory. So you actually didn't eat a lemon, but you had a thought, and then the thought created a physical response. So when you have a thought that is from your past, that maybe earlier in this discussion you were talking about fear, so you have a thought about something like fear that might prevent or interfere with your ability to have intimacy. So we go through those processes to get to an excellent positive result.
Amazing.
Excellent.
So what are some of the issues that people come to you with regarding intimacy?
Well, people come to me with all types of issues, of course, but intimacy, another way of putting that, and as I mentioned to you one time in one of our sessions, is into me, see. You want to see into me.
It's so beautiful. I loved when I heard it. It's just so beautiful.
And so, as I was mentioning, one of the things is fear. They could be real or imagined from past experiences. So people who come from a broken family, their fear is, if I choose a partner, will that end up in a broken family again? Or how am I going to choose a partner? And so on. So the way that neuro-emotional technique works is that in the laws of physics, they say energy is never lost or destroyed, it's only transformed. So you have a thought, and you have an emotion, such as fear, and it's transformed into physiology, into cellular memory, and it's held in the body. Fear happens to be held in the kidneys and the bladder, and that example is evident oftentimes in acupuncture and meridians. So when I communicate with a patient and we go through a process of finding the fear, then we transform it again. We have emotions that are transformed from cellular memory to ethereal memory, or out of the body, so it no longer has to be part of the issue.
One of the things that I saw when I saw what you're doing, connected to what I know, is that actually in our cell, whenever we think and we feel, goes into the cells, but they're in our spirit, because our spirit takes the emotions with it. It's like a computer that registers all the emotions and memories. So when the spirit leaves the body, it takes with it everything. So if you add some scary memories, like you were scared and you add this memory, the spirit take it with it to the next world. And then when it comes back, it's already there. So when it comes to a new body, it will go into the body and like, oh, I got hurt here, I lost my arm. Memory of loss of arm. Here, I had disappointment, my love left me. I go into the art, and the art, it's like going into the body and bring all this information, kind of computer, people that do all this electric thing, like, oh, here we have this, here we have that. And then when you do your work, you actually work with the spirit and the cells as well. That what I feel. You are actually help the spirit to let go of memories. It's not just your body, it's your soul as well. Makes sense what I'm saying? Good.
Makes sense.
It's very interesting how you can connect. Like, a lot of people get stressed out, and a basic example, they get a pimple, right? But a lot of people, they develop such tremendous diseases and diseases, and they think, oh, it just happened. Like, today I woke up and I have a bad stomach ache, or I have cancer. And they don't realize that it's something that's actually developed from, it could have been one negative thought that just grew and grew and attracted more negative situations to have those negative thoughts, to where you're sick now. And the sickness is actually telling you that you need to change something, the way that you're thinking, so that you can get better.
Yeah, you can turn it into positive. Sometimes the illness comes to teach you a lesson. Sometimes it's a karmic factor, so you can change your life to a better life, and you can heal. We all have the potential to heal ourselves.
And I want to add that actually everything that you're going through is part of the design for you to pick up different things in your soul that you want to change and to improve. Because if you will not feel them, you will not be able to heal them. So and I say, and we talk about it all the time in the center, there is no mistake. No mistake, ever. Everything is part of the design.
No mistakes and no coincidence.
No coincidence, ever, ever.
Neuroemotional technique is founded by Dr. Scott Walker, who is a chiropractor, but one of the people who works intimately and closely with him is Dr. Monty, and he is a medical doctor who teaches at a medical school. So he has to really contend with his contemporaries on a very strict level, and so they do many double-blind studies, and currently there is an arm of neuroemotional technique called the One Foundation, Our Net Effect, and they were granted multi-millions of dollars to do a research project, which is in the works right now. And they're using a world-famous doctor, Newberg, and the research project is taking pre-MRIs from people who are in stage 4 brain cancer, using the neuroemotional technique, and then taking post-MRI on the brain to show the brain tumors shrinking and reducing. And this is hard fact evidence, not just, of course, we're here on a soul level, and we speak of things that are not always palpable, but these things are research and palpable.
It's amazing. And I believe very strongly that every disease, what we said, is some emotional thing that is growing and was not addressed. And that we, with our thoughts, we can actually change it. And can I tell a story? It's a short story. I was in Uruguay, and I went to this guy that taught me meditation first time. I was in my 20s. And he was telling me about a lady. She had all this pain, stomach in her pain. They took her to the hospital, check it, found that her stomach is full with cancer. Open, they close the safe, forget about it. There's nothing to do, will not tell her. She will just leave until she will not. And they told her that she is fine. She went home, 1 month, 2, 3, 4, whatever, nothing. 1 year, 2, like they couldn't hold on anymore. They said, pretend for something, and brought her to the hospital. Checked it, she was cancer-free completely. So in the moment they told her that she's fine, they did all this operation, they went all the way, that she's nothing. She basically healed herself with her thinking everything is fine. And this was like I was in my 20s, just starting to understand spirituality. It affected me. You know, that you understand that you really can heal yourself.
Yeah.
Back to you.
The more you feed the disease, and the more you're gonna feel sick, obviously. So if you always feel like, even if the disease is there, if you keep on doing positive affirmations, and you have to think you're well, then
You have to think
Yeah.
positive. And we have
And
a
don't
lot-
feed it, especially don't feed the disease.
Right, and we have a lot of affirmation that we're using, and some we take from other people, some we put by ourselves, and we support affirmation. Whenever you have negative thought, find by yourself.
Yeah,
affirmation.
rise
So
your
the negative
spirit.
thought can actually affect our relationships because
Yes.
you know we're thinking like, oh, this relationship's going so bad, and then you kind of start closing yourself
Yeah,
up,
you are
and you
you're totally
might
closing yourself, and that's in your head.
might
You're
cre-
making your own movies like that.
yeah, you can
It's not
create
reality.
actually physical problems that will separate you. Like
Yeah.
maybe you start being able to, you're so tired all the time, so you say, oh honey, I can't, I'm too tired, so you develop this disease that you
Yes.
can't, that you're sleeping too much.
Separation.
Just simple things like that. And it's crazy because, you know, conventional doctors will tell you, oh, you're sick, you have something incurable, and all you do is you get a past life healing or you get neuroemotional technique and you go into the deep parts of your emotion and you clear it. You clear this bad pattern and you can be intimate again and into other people and into yourself, and it's really beautiful.
Yes. I agree.
So and again, you know, with the intimacy, we want to remind everyone that this is internal. I mean, you have to go and fix the inside
Yes.
in order to.
Yeah. You have to know really who you are. You have to know the source of love, which is God Himself. Stay connected to the higher self, and
Well, I think not everybody believe in God precisely, but I
well,
think
you
that
have to know you come from
love yourself.
from the source. So I
Right.
say God, but it can be the oneness. Like,
Okay.
you know, when I
Yeah.
say God, to me, God is love, and love is God.
Yes.
And I think, you know, what we love to do here for our intimacy is after we fix ourselves, we like making lists of characteristics that we see in ourselves and that we would like to see in others to attract people similar to that, so that we can trust each other more and build stronger bonds. And we're always complimenting each other. We're always being positive, because you cannot expect to be negative and find and attract other people. And how can you be intimate with somebody who's negative all the time? How can you find real trust if they're always trying to bring you down?
Yeah.
So if you are that person that's uplifting and positive, then you will attract.
Or at least, if you feel down, your partner can keep elevating you. You know, so it brings a balance. Because you don't feel good all the time. You know, this will happen.
But the thing is that it shouldn't be that only one person always bring another.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
needs to be mutual. One
Yes.
time you're down and
Exactly.
then the other
When
bring
I'm
you
down,
vice
you're
versa.
up. I
You're
think
tuned to each
that's
other.
balance.
Well, I wanted to thank Dr. Alana Kapla for coming today. Again, she is an intuitive chiropractic physician. Thank you for coming. And
you very much.
we are Boca Soul Radio. You can check us out on bocasoulcenter.com. Give us a call, 561-808-9108. And when we come back, we're going to have Feng Shui with Martha. She's going to teach you how to use the energy throughout your home to find more intimacy in your life.
At Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, learn how your past lives are affecting your present experience in this planet. Calypso will read your past life's experiences and help you overcome personal issues, grow spiritually, and find inner peace. Call to schedule an appointment at 561-808-9108. Service provided by Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, 561-808-9108. With a nationwide knowledge in the real estate market, Stefan Statlander will give you the best tools available in the market to make that real estate transaction a breeze. Buying, selling, renting, personal or commercial. Stefan is a broker associate and has the experience and reliability you have been looking for. Brokerage with State Land Brown, LLC. Call to set up an appointment at 561-572-1911. Our community is growing every day, and our show streams through iHeartRadio to any place in the world. Don't lose the opportunity to advertise during our show. Call at 561-808-9108.
All right, welcome back to Boca Soul Radio. We're here in the Calypso Shah Spiritual Center, located on Powerline and Southwest 18th Street. We just had an amazing interview with our intuitive chiropractic physician, Dr. Alana Kaplov, teaching us how you can use the neuro-emotional technique to become more intimate, find more intimacy in your life. Right now, we're going to have feng shui and some yoga positions to help you with intimacy. However, we first want to ask an audience member. We picked Lior during our commercial break. He has a question about intimacy.
What is the most intimate thing a man can do for a significant other?
What is the most
good
intimate thing a man can
question.
do for a significant other? Well, I think we all have different perspectives, but Calypso, would you like to go first?
First of all, you know what? Wash dishes. Help her with the laundry, please. And help her to put the kids to sleep. Then probably we'll have a very happy night. Okay?
I would go
You.
back to Adam and Eve. I think if Adam listened to Eve in the first place, then she would not be talking to a snake.
Exactly.
So-
If he would be more friendly and listen to her, she would not. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
Yes, and I think the listening part, they're always like the good couple is when the husbands listen to the wife, wife's talk. Women, we like to talk. We talk. So we
Yes.
like somebody to listen to us, but also understand us, and we kind of like be a team together. I think that's the most important thing.
Definitely.
The basic thing: don't fall asleep while she's telling you about her troubles. That's important.
Her
But-
hair is understandable, but
Yeah, no, but to be more serious is I think if
So-
you can talk with each other and you can explain, you can share feelings with each other, then things will be just good because she will trust you and you will trust her. So it will be very, like intimacy is about trust. We just said it.
So now Sandra, our Ayurvedic practitioner, is going to do the butterfly pose. So what you do is you sit with your spine erect and your legs spread straight out. And as you can see on our live streaming, she is representing that for us right now. You bend your knees and bring your feet towards the pelvis. The soles of your feet should touch each other. Grab your feet tightly with your hands. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out, press the thighs and knees downwards towards the floor. And now flap both legs up and down like the wings of a butterfly and keep breathing normally throughout. Gently release this posture and straighten the legs out in front of you and relax.
Let's talk about the benefits of the pose, which is it's important for people. While we bring it on today on the show, it's, as we talked about before, we take one topic and we bring it from different perspectives. And this is a good stretch for your inner thighs and your knees and improve flexibility in your hip region. And it also helps you a lot. Obviously, on the energy part is your first chakra. It also helps on your second chakra, so it helps up on if you have a strong stomach problems. You have like when you're eating food and something doesn't work very well. So it helps you like regulate your bowel movement, and it also for people, women that are pregnant, it also helps through labor.
We have another position that a lot of people in basic yoga terms would call the snake. But if you are an experienced yogi, you would call it Bhujangasana. And you will keep the hands and feet in place, slide the chest forward, and raise.
Let's talk about the person is first laying on their stomach, so people on the radio can understand.
Okay, so she is laying on her stomach and she's
First.
pushing up with her palms. Her palms are flat on the floor, and she's pushing her body up like a snake.
Exactly.
And this
Like
will
a cobra.
increase your intimacy. So that's all you have to do. Very simple, just getting the energy flowing throughout your body, throughout the lower 3 chakras.
Which is great, yes, because you need a lot of energy going on the first 2 chakras, which is on your groin level and then on your stomach, like your belly button. So all these exercises bring that energy from just the movement of your posture.
And the best part about yoga and these positions is that you're learning how to breathe. And when you learn how to breathe, you can focus. And then when you're having intimacy with your significant other, you can learn how to breathe and become more in the moment and be able to enjoy sex more. So
Great,
now
excellent.
we would love to hear Martha, our feng shui expert, teach us
Hello.
about energy and how it relates to intimacy in your home.
Yes, for the people that haven't heard about feng shui is the art of moving the qi energy, which is the energy of life, but how it moves within your house or your business. It also reflects in your life in different aspects. So today we're talking about intimacy and relationship. And so this brings us to the bedroom place for everybody. And we have talked about this before in other radio shows. So one of the most important things about a relationship and feng shui is you have two people. So all these little tips I'm going to give today to everybody that is hearing us or seeing us on our website, even if you're single and you want to attract another person in your life, just go ahead and do this. And if you already have a couple and you want to enhance and improve your love life, it's good to do it. If you feel you have a perfect relationship, just leave it the way it is. Don't move it. You're doing a great job. So
I think even Martha, even if you're not in a relationship, to open the
Exactly.
door to relationship, you should
Exactly.
do this
Exactly.
to attract the right thing.
Exactly. So, first of all, when we talk about relationship, we're talking about two people. So, one of the most important things is, first of all, have a bed where you're going to have two people can sleep comfortably. It doesn't have to be a king size bed, but it's just like a double bed. And have the bed arranged where is the far away from the door, but you can still see the door when you're laying down. And you have the bed, you can access the bed which from both sides of the bed. So if you're sleeping with somebody else or you want somebody to come and sleep in your bed, each one can get out of the bed easily. So that's a very important part. Second of all, having nightstands. You have two nightstands and have everything in doubles, have everything in pairs. We have here, people can see us on video, we have the elephant, which is an animal that in feng shui, I'm just going to read here. Elephants are the wish granting animal in feng shui. So saying that, we have here our
Rose quartz.
rose quartz, yes.
And we just bought a bunch of crystal elephants, so if you come by our shop, you can purchase one for yourself.
Exactly. So if you want to bring somebody, another person in your life, or you want to enhance it, just have two rose elephant. On it can be on a shelf, it can be on your night table, but have them together. Don't have them separated, but because that just means that you guys are separated. Just have them together. And rose quartz is very good. Brings love,
Unconditional love.
unconditional love to your relationship. So it's very good to have it. You can just have one little stone and think about or carry it in your purse. And every time you open your purse and see it, you're reminding yourself you're looking for that person or you're having that perfect relationship. Let's talk about elements. That's very important on feng shui. So the element for your bedroom, we're talking up. It's earth. So if you have clay elements, if you have anything that it's made out of a stone, is very good to have as energy, and also because the area it's based on earth, is good to have fire. So if you have a fireplace in your bedroom, it's actually excellent to bring that heat that you need in your bedroom. Yes. And
It's very romantic. at
it's
the
very
same time.
romantic, exactly. So that's
Yeah.
what is great to have one in your bedroom. If you don't have one, you don't have to have one. These are little tips that you can bring. You don't have to bring everything into your room. Whatever makes the most important thing about feng shui too, and I feel that we talked about before, is intuition. Always follow your intuition on what you feel more comfortable with. Don't do something because somebody told you, and even though you feel against it, you just feel that it comes from you, and you bring that positive energy. When somebody gives you a tip and you're like doing it just because somebody told you should do it, you're not bringing the good, affirmation.
Right.
So let's talk about, there is also the dogs are, as an animal, as the power of the animals, dogs are very related to relationship, and they're very good in feng shui. So having two dogs, mandarin dogs in your bedroom, that it's bringing that other person in, and this symbolizes happiness, romance, and affection.
We need to wrap up, and we wanted to thank all of our audience listeners thank you for listening. We had Dr. Alana Kaplov talking to us about the neuro-emotional technique. We were talking about intimacy. We had a past life reading, helping us connect with ourselves so that we can better connect to others.
Exactly.
Once again, you can call us 561-808-9108 or reach us at bocasoulcenter.com. If you missed any part of the segment, you can watch the replays on our website, live streaming. Follow us on Twitter at Boca Soul Show. And we were so happy to have you today.
Yes.
Everyone, thank you so
Thank
much.
you everybody for listening to us. We had a great time.
Thanks for listening to Boca Soul, featuring Calypso. Brought to you by the Calypso Shah Spiritual Center in Boca Raton. Specializing in past lives readings, astrology, plus energy healing, event planning, and more. Calypso Spiritual Center, where you discover the beauty of your soul.